Alright everybody, welcome back to my channel, and yep, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. And everything, yeah. You get this if you get the Season Pass to Origins for free, and it contains Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, the side story thing that was released for PS Vita. That was originally released on the PS Vita and then ported to the PS3 and Xbox 360. And well, now it's here. So yeah. And I took a look at the menus last night as this was downloading and it was ready to play. I thought this was actually pretty cool in terms of this. It's kind of similar to the Ezio collection, where you enter the menu and you can select the games from the main menu, and then it'll bring you to the games menu, which is really good. There we go, that made some sense. But yeah, and then just to show this off before I really start, there's a bunch of videos and concept art that you can see if you get this collection. Some of the videos from one of the announcements videos that from the thing that Ubisoft put up on the Ubisoft North America YouTube channel is something that they said that some of the videos are from basically when the game was in development, and they're sort of behind the scenes stuff, but it's actually extra stuff that was never released before, which I think is actually really cool. But yeah, so I originally played the Xbox 360 version with backwards compatibility on my original Xbox One, and then I finished the game in the last several parts on the Xbox One X, and I'm currently playing this game on the Xbox One X. So yeah, oddly enough though, the Xbox One X version got patched. Not the Xbox One version, but the X version got patched to only run at 30 frames a second, which overall made the game a better experience to an extent. But it did miss. I would have thought that they would have just let it keep running on the X's hardware with the unlocked frame rate, because it could have probably reached even 50 frames a second on consoles. But yeah, and a piece of advice, I put this on Twitter: do not play this game on the Switch. It will run terribly on the Switch. It didn't even run properly on the Xbox 360 or PS3. Yeah, and the Switch is very comparable to those systems to an extent. But yeah, just play this on the PC or the Xbox One or the PS4 and you'll get a much better experience than you will on the Switch. But yeah, so we have Assassin's Creed 3 and then Liberation. Which technically the full name of this is Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. Yeah, and then you have settings for the text and audio, which, hopefully this is just going to take me to another sub-menu in the thing, because that's what the Ezio collection did, I believe. Yeah, because those don't, I don't think those come up before the games actually start with the cutscenes and everything. I actually kind of miss the old Ubisoft logo that they had during the time they released the original version of Assassin's Creed 3. Yeah, there we go. Okay, the menu looks 60 frames, so I don't really know. Then again, yeah, and it's a serious recreation of it. Options. General. Subtitles. On, good. Blood on. Subtitle speaker name on, yep. Font size normal, yep. Color white, yep. Background off. Effects volume 10, voice volume 10. Okay, so everything should be good. And they did make some pretty nice life, or quality of life changes with this remaster. To update some of the more worse elements of the combat system, because apparently some things weren't all that great in the original version. If you watch my playthrough, I didn't really encounter any seriously bad gameplay anything when it came to this game. So yeah. And this version is 30 frames a second. I don't think I mentioned that. This is 30 frames a second, which is fine. You know, if you can't reach a proper 60 frames a second on a console, you shouldn't even try. You should have the option to unlock the frame rate if people want to play in a higher frame rate. But it shouldn't be what you set it at. But yeah, so here we go.
Used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up. Or laughed them off. Sometimes both. But we never took them seriously.
Ah, cute.
Maybe we should have.
A card. I don't know if I made enough Star Trek
myself.
jokes when I did the
Better
original
to start at the beginning, with
playthrough
the
of this. I don't
abduction
even
of
think I
Desmond
did.
Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to
I like
deny.
how this game is supposed to be
It nearly cost him his
Desmond's
life.
game, but it never let him
He was
fully
captured
blossom,
and imprisoned.
unfortunately.
Those who took him believed he could help them find
And
something.
the ending is really bad.
The apple.
I was hoping that they did
One of
something to
several
the ending in
artifacts
this
we call
version of the game,
pieces
but
of Eden.
I don't think that they did.
Bits
They just
of
touched
ancient
up the
technology
graphics
scattered
and
across
tweaked the
globe.
gameplay a little bit,
Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous.
which is a shame.
Most are held by a single group.
Hell,
the
I would have
same
loved
group
if
that
they
now
could
had
have the
Desmond.
option
You know them as
of either
Abstergo Industries.
sacrificing Desmond
We know
or
them
keeping
as
him
the
alive.
Templars.
And then they could make
As
a
the
split,
enemy.
like,
We've been
timeline sort of
fighting them
thing.
for thousands of years.
Kind of like Legend of
Even
Zelda.
longer
where
if you believe the stories of their
one game
origins.
released
I do.
every 2 years is
After
part
all,
of the
I've seen
regular
the
timeline
truth.
where Desmond sacrificed
That's
himself in the original
beauty
version of
and the
3.
horror of the Animus.
And the other,
A device that
is,
allows us to enter and experience the lives of our
the
ancestors.
timeline where he didn't.
It holds the power to change everything, to
That's
show
just
us
me.
history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor went the spoils, went the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days.
Look up.
But something larger than the Assassins and Templars is approaching, bigger than all of us.
I love
And
John
if we can't
Delancey's
find a way to
voice.
stop it, these next few weeks will probably
It's
be
just
our last.
really good.
Everyone's last.
He's a
In the
good
end,
actor.
it all
He's a
comes
really
down
good
to
actor.
him, to Desmond. Through the Animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon, though, soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what
Because
it'll bring.
mine
Only that
apocalypse in
this is where
2012
they want us to be
for no reason.
when it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives.
Precursors.
They're the ones who made the pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond
Yeah, they
Miles.
didn't touch up Desmond's
and he
face
has
at all,
brought
so
us to
he
the
doesn't
end.
look like a fucking punk. Like, I don't know what it is. I think it's his upper lip. It's really odd. Yeah, the way they touched up this game's graphics and everything. I think they upgraded it to the newest engine that they used for Origins and Odyssey, and it actually looks really good.
We're here.
Everything's much more vibrant in terms of the color scheme in this game, and I really like it. This was the first Ubisoft game, I think, to really get this big a bump in terms of graphical fidelity for the Assassin's Creed series.
Let's go.
apparently they made new models for this game. I think what they really did is touched up the old ones.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to
They
get
didn't even
out
touch up the
again.
animations a lot in terms of like mouth movements and whatever else. Actually, they might be worse here, but I don't remember. I'd have to do a comparison. Now we have all the games on current gen consoles. What we're missing is the original Assassin's Creed. It's backwards compatible on Xbox One, but I'm just waiting for the eventual remaster for like the 20th or 15th anniversary of this franchise. And
I think we're here.
years. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Or if the next Assassin's Creed game, whatever it's going to be called, in a few years is or in a year, is going to have it as part of its season pass. I mean, they released the Ezio collection to satiate people with in 2016 when they didn't release a game because they were working on Origins, and then and Odyssey, and then they released Rogue Remastered, which was more of just a graphical touch-up and port, and then they released this Remastered, which technically contains 2 games and DLC, which is really good, honestly. But yeah, and if they could just touch up a lot of the gameplay in the first Assassin's Creed, because they're willing to touch up the gameplay in earlier games to make it better overall for quality of life changes. Make it play more like Assassin's Creed 2 or Brotherhood, because honestly, you don't need to touch it up a lot. But what I would recommend is just touch up the combat and make sure Altair can swim. That's the least I'll say right there. Make it a little bit faster in terms of the combat speed, because that was one of the touch-ups that they made in
The key.
2 and then
You
the next few games that I thought was
find
actually really good. The
the
combat
key.
speed's a lot better. Granted, it's more methodical and everything,
Son?
but yeah.
Sir.
And I realize that they explained it with the fact that it's the Animus and it's a prototype and whatever else.
Here we go again.
That's not really explained in universe, so you can easily just
Desmond?
change that.
Do you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know,
And then
making
you
sure
bring
I was
back
okay.
Desmond. If they were to do like a split
You weren't
timeline
in
thing
any
like
danger.
Legend of
Besides,
Zelda
the temple
has,
appeared to be communicating with
and
you,
have
and I didn't want to risk severing the connection.
and have
At
Desmond
least not
live,
until we knew what it wanted.
Right. Of course.
and have one studio
Son,
take make the games for
No,
the
it's
ones where
fine.
Desmond lived
I get
and the
it.
ones where he didn't.
And I know what I'm looking for, by the way.
Then maybe a third
It's a
studio
key.
that splits it between the two.
Just no idea where it is, though. I guess that's why she triggered
That would
the bleeding
honestly be
effect.
really interesting.
She.
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
God.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there. Okay, Desmond. Let's practice climbing on these objects.
I don't know if they touched this up at all when it came to this, but I don't think that they did.
Free run your way through this little obstacle course.
So I played Assassin's Creed 3 about a year ago, a little bit over a year. So I don't remember much from the beginning of it.
That's a constraint. These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate. All right, Desmond. Follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars.
God, the fact that we couldn't become a modern-day assassin in Assassin's Creed, it seems like that was where they were going with it. Is really, honestly, just so dumb.
All you have to do here is jump the gap.
I obviously meant to do the air assassination like it wanted me to, but... I accidentally moved before it wanted me to. Bring Nolan North back. There we go. That's kind of what I meant to say when I said Desmond. Nolan North's a good actor. And since he's not working on Uncharted anymore, he's kind of free to do voice work for different video games. Which is not to say he
Synchronization
wasn't,
levels look
but
good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
And Uncharted, because he had to do the motion capture for it as well, I believe. Oh yeah, this is a more stable game now. With 30 frames a second.
Everything all right, sir?
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master Birch will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
Just gave him his hat.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly find your seats.
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
My apologies.
Evening, Hatham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't.
Now that I have the context
business,
of Edward, it's very interesting here, some of his dialogue.
And a statesman because he's so great. His trade as honest as mine.
He's seated in one of the boxes above.
The
It
stairs
is really
are
weird.
watched.
Every time that
We
it
need to
comes
find
back
another
from
way
like
up.
a black screen on
I
Hatham,
already have.
or just the camera angle comes in to the back of his head, the
Sir, Black Mall at sent word of trial comes on in
the
afternoon, and she hopes you will order
thing behind his ponytail at the back of his head just keeps moving for some reason. Like his character model keeps popping in and out between camera cuts, which it really shouldn't be. But you know, probably one of the most illogical parts of the game, but it's still actually really cool. I like this game in terms of its like storytelling as opposed to the base story, but I don't know. For the most part, the last cutscene is really just terrible because it just had the sense of being rushed for no reason, or for very little reason, other than maybe a deadline. Quantum Break also kind of had that problem, but even then that came out more viewing ready or playing ready than I think Assassin's Creed 3 did. In Back to the Future 2 flashbacks.
I've got a bit of stage fright.
A little Dutch courage will put a bloom in your cheek.
Jeremy's really burning up the boards tonight. He's a marvel.
The way that they touched up Hatham's character model is weird. Like, they made him lighter in terms of his skin color, which overall makes sense, because in the original, his skin tone was a little bit darker than it should have been.
We would have found another way. Yes. But then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
Hurry!
Come, please!
Over there! That's the one that man there! Seize him!
Whatever has happened?
A man was killed! I've done no wrong! I searched him! Any weapons?
I beg your pardon. Did you notice anyone suspicious?
Peace, friends, there is no danger!
I'm certain. Try to remember.
Peace, friends, there is no danger!
It happened right in that balcony.
What are those men
Tell
doing?
her about. I'm staying where it's safe.
Move! Order!
Move!
We must have order!
Imbecile!
Where are you going?
I hope that this game, in terms of remastering it and everything, has shown Ubisoft that they can actually make
I need to get out.
an Assassin's Creed game like this, even if they still wanted to go with an action RPG route to making Assassin's Creed games. In terms of structure and writing, I would actually prefer an Assassin's Creed game to be like this, as opposed to something like fucking Origins or Odyssey, because Odyssey is way too long in terms of being a game. It's fine length, somewhat for an action
Rather
RPG,
dull, truth
but
be told.
my god, I prefer like action games, especially ones like Assassin's Creed,
Shall we be off?
to be 20 to 30
The
hours
Fleet and Bride.
at most,
By your
or
command.
15 to more like 15 to 25 hours, but still.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge, perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first?
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this
This character model is a
storehouse
little
is.
bit inconsistent with Rogue Remastered.
Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen,
It's only because Rogue Remastered
How
came
fair
out a
your
couple years before this one did.
calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
Hatham's.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were
Seems
that
all
I
they
could
did
be
was touch
more
up the
accurate.
graphics for
That's
that
all
port.
right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command, although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause.
His eyelids
Each
are
is
weird.
also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you will want for nothing.
I don't know what it is about them, but it's just
Then I'd
weird.
best be on my way.
Must be the
I
lighting.
knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We've booked you
That
passage
guy's
to
eyes
Boston.
are too small.
Your
The one
ship
that's
leaves
talking.
at dawn.
Reginald.
Go forth, Hatham, and bring honor to us all.
You guys are gonna start talking to someone in Discord, so... hold on a second. So if you hear me talking to someone, that's why. Hello? Yes.
Some fresh air might do me good.
I'm just playing Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. Like, I literally just started it. Assassin's Creed 3 is actually decent, but the ending sucked. Like, that's probably something you've maybe heard, but it's just like, I think one of the things that they should do is like, what would be cool is if they made like a split, like,
all will be well.
alternate timeline kind of thing.
You sure
Kind of like
about
Legend
that?
of Zelda,
Of course.
where
Have I ever led
one
you
game
astray?
that they release in a
don't stick right with
particular
the
span
others.
of years,
Have faith, my friend.
like every 2
You'll
or 4
see.
years,
Well, well.
takes place in the
Seems our
timeline where
esteemed
Desmond
guest
died.
has deigned to grace us with his
And then
presence. You might want to head back to your quarters.
There'd be another
Top deck's
timeline
no
where
place
he
for
lived.
tender parnels.
And they just make games
So I
for that. I think honestly that would be better.
Fancy
There's so
yourself a
much wasted
joker,
potential
eh?
in Desmond.
Let's see how funny you find this.
Threw away at the end of 3.
That's enough, Graves. Stay out of this.
Listen to this, Hector. Thinks he can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the castle.
Please, fellas, call this off. If the captain
To
sees us...
hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Whose side you on, anyway?
What did you say?
We're ready to go again if you are.
This is unwise.
Why is that? You think I'm afraid of you?
No, but you should be. Do you yield?
Never! How do you like these odds?
What's the meaning of this?
Captain!
Explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway.
He's fault. We were simply passing the time with a bit of sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your
that guy's
goddamn
character
jobs
was not
instead?
that voice.
I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about. A word, please, Mr. Kenway.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife back.
They redid some of the character models for this remaster, and the one for Hatham, he's just, I don't know, he's off compared to the original in terms of his face.
I don't
See,
care for you, Mr. Kenway.
I don't know what it is about him.
It's
It's probably a combination of things. It's a combination of
have nothing to do with
depending
me.
on the cutscene,
I
because
beg your pardon?
sometimes
You're
the
a poor
lighting
leader,
isn't too
ill-tempered
flattering,
and
but
cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
it's like a mix of his eyelids and the way his nose is shaped that's really weird.
I don't want to argue. In fact,
I don't know why.
I need a favor.
Sometimes it's not
this
bad,
is
but
rich.
other times it's just weird.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
It's not just him either. Other people have weird eyelids.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help you?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Think.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult
Yeah,
or
because the
threaten me
cutscenes
again,
render in
I'll
real
not
time.
hesitate but to cut off your
Hatham
head
has this
myself.
I
Are
don't
we
know if you played
understood?
Rogue, but Hatham is the dad of the main character of 3, Connor.
Good day.
And he has long hair, and he has this this ribbon to tie it into a ponytail. And because the cutscenes are rendered in real time, for the most part in this game, whenever the camera cuts back to him, if it's not on him in a cutscene, his hair and the ribbon will just flop down, as if his character model is just reappearing in the scene for some reason.
Mr. Kenway.
It's really odd.
Captain?
And that didn't happen in the original
Whatever
version
they're
of this
up to,
game.
I
So
believe it's coming to a head.
it's something that they fucked up in the remastering of this
I'd
game.
best get to work.
He's cut our rations again.
claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that you should feast on lamb.
Won't hardly take you.
Quiet!
Here it comes. Make like you're working.
You there! I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
Alright, I was gonna go to the Ubisoft Club's site. There we go.
A doctor, if you have a moment.
Have you taken ill?
Oh, nothing like that. I was wondering if you'd heard any rumblings of trouble aboard.
What sort of trouble?
Unusual complaints or grievances? Men taking issue with the captain
You
or the
sound
passengers?
just like James.
Men taking issue.
Like I told him, I've been much too busy with my research to notice anything not work-related.
And where might I find James?
The galley's your best bet. Now, if you'll excuse me...
What are you laughing at?
Are you James?
Aye.
Hatham Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me. Oh, what do you want to know?
Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary since we left port? Anything that gives cause for concern?
Some of the men have been gathering at night on the upper deck. I've only caught bits of their conversations, so I couldn't say for certain what they're up to. But I suspect it bodes ill.
Is it a mutiny they're planning?
All I know is they've little love for the captain. Mills has been trying to talk him down, but there's only so much one man can do.
Thank you for the information.
I only wish to see us reach the colonies alive.
Evening, sir.
How are things?
Calm and quiet. Just the way I like it. What brings you topside?
God, it's like they
Thought
it's like
I'd
they
wander a bit.
slightly
Stretch my
altered
legs.
Hatham's
That's
face
all.
for his character
Take
model
care
to
where
look
you tread.
like Benedict
Deck hides all
Cumberbatch.
manner of danger
It's
in
really
the dark.
weird. Like to be
What was
a
that?
mix between his old character model and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Someone's throwing cargo overboard.
I don't understand. I don't know.
Why?
And also the way, like, some people's eyes are a little bit too small as well in the new character models, and it's really fucking me up. And the way he squints his eyes because of how they changed the models, it makes him look Asian in some, like, cutscenes for no reason. He's not Asian, he's fucking white.
Won't hardly take his hat off.
Granted, the original character model was,
Here he comes. Make like you're working.
the original character model, his skin was a little bit too dark, or a little bit too tan, but I don't know.
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that you should feast on lamb and wine, whilst we're stuck with tinned fish and biscuits.
Curious. Most curious.
Oh my god, and depending on how far away the character is from the camera, their eyes just turn into like demon eyes. It's really odd. Oh, the distance and the lighting.
Any news?
Each night it's the same. I scout one area, and they drop the painted barrels from another. I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes. Maybe James or Mills.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail. My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following it...
Ship sighted aft! She's making ready to fire!
Beat to quarters, men! Ready the... Brace! Everybody down!
What's up, Inspector Gadget?
A warning shot! Seems they don't mean to sink us, but board us instead! Man the cannons! Make ready to fight! I want you below decks!
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail? To load a cannon? To wage war at sea? I didn't think so. Now return to your cabin, or do I need to have you escorted? Secure the hatch!
Haytham.
Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does.
What do you mean?
Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the opera? That we wouldn't notice? That we wouldn't follow?
Ah. So that's what this is about.
Surrender, and I will see that you are treated with honor.
If you wish to treat me with honor, give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
I don't know, you said something about chicken sandwiches.
I told you to stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
What do they want?
Me.
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
They'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
You wish us to sail into the storm?
It's our only chance.
I won't do it.
Then I will.
All right, all right. We need those ropes secured! I told you this was madness.
Arm yourself. I'll fix your sail for you.
the information.
We need more speed! Loose the sails! Haytham, you take the foremast! James, to the mainmast with you!
Figured something out. Have you ever seen the Harry Potter films? Harry Potter films. These places I have a feeling that they wanted to get him. His name's Jason Evans. I think that they wanted to get him to play Haytham, but he couldn't, so they got someone who could sound exactly like him.
Too wet! I'm slipping!
His voice seriously reminds me of that guy.
Help! Please!
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Make ready for our arrival, men!
Arrival? I see no land, only this interminable fog.
The gulls tell us all we need to know. Climb into the crow's nest and you'll see.
Most likely.
Master Kenway! Master Kenway!
Yes, may I help you?
Charles Lee, sir. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've been asked to introduce you to the city, help you settle in. Oh, no need, sir. I've arranged for your bags to be delivered to the inn.
Are you by any chance John and Isabella's son?
One and the
Oh,
same.
by the way, you
Your commission
didn't
is
click
with
on the
Edward
link to
Braddock,
join
is it not?
mine.
Aye. But he's yet to reach America, and I figured I might... Well, at least until he arrives. I thought...
Yes? Out with it.
Forgive me, sir.
Yeah, I guess I did say you guys had
I
a
had
lot of
hoped that I
time.
might study under you. If I am to serve the Order, I can imagine no better mentor than yourself.
Kind of you to say, but I think you overestimate me.
Impossible, sir. This way.
Someone stop him!
I like how everything renders in real
Boston's
time
quite
for
a
these
lively
like walking
city.
sequences.
There's all
So,
manner of things to see and do.
A woman just got
Once you've
pushed
settled
over
in, I
and
suggest you
she
take some
dropped
time
a
to walk the streets.
fucking crate of fruit
Who
that she was
knows what
carrying.
opportunities you might discover?
And then
Hold a
the
Need to fetch a
dude
few
who
things
pushed her
before we get
over
to work.
robbed her of
I'll arrange for
something
horses while you do that.
and just ran the fuck off right in front of me. I don't even know if that was part of the sequence, realistically. I'm pretty sure it was a real-time thing that they put in where that accidentally happened.
Get back here with that, you rogue! Damn sprigs. This accursed city will be the death of me.
You seem troubled, friend.
That's because I am. Greatly so, in fact.
What's happened?
I was robbed. The old Balkan file. Though I've managed to restore what's mine, I fear it's ruined.
You mean the book?
This is no ordinary book. It's an almanac. The first I ever wrote. Benjamin Franklin, pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway.
You must be new to Boston.
Why do you say that?
You're still possessed of virtue. To stop and help an old lout like myself. I don't mean to impose, but you seem a spry fellow. Should you happen to find my missing pages, I'll reward you.
Look, I'm not sure if I've...
It's all right, all right. If you have the time, hurrah! If not, no harm done. The thing is useless in its current state anyway. But should you somehow manage to restore it, you'll find me inside that general store over there.
Pop out of NPCs in these real-time cutscenes.
Well,
and some pop
that was
in.
interesting.
Yes. Alright guys, I'm going to pause here and continue in the next one.